Want to do a little video update of some repairs slash modifications to Lutz's Allen Mogul that Georgetown built. The first thing was Lutz said it would run off the track to the right, and we took the lead truck out. Bob went through it and made sure everything was functioning correctly. I made a new spring perch so the spring would stay centered, lubed it up, put it back together, worked much better than it did initially, so we think that's resolved. Probably the biggest thing was, in Florida, the smoke box came separated from the boiler by quite a bit, probably 3/8 or half an inch. And not exactly sure what happened, but the attachment method wasn't very effective. So what we did, took the smoke box completely apart and off, and then we made a ring that was the same as the inside diameter of the end of the boiler, just in front of the flue sheet, and welded that in. And it's 1.5 inches long, so it spans like this kind of a distance. So anyway, it's welded into the inside of the boiler, and then the smoke box slid over that, and then ultimately we added 4 832 screws that screw into that ring, as well as we had to slot the holes in the smoke box so that it would we could move the smoke box rearward to align with the boiler. So that was a big change there. So those were like repair items. Lutz had some other things he wanted to do. Originally, the roof was a bolt-down roof, very hard to see inside when you're trying to run the engine. So I made a hinge arrangement that's hinged off the front of the cab, and then this is the hinge point here. I milled some flats and made the other half of the hinge to attach to the roof on both sides. And then there's a lever that curls around and it stays open all the way. But that's too far when you're running, so what I did is added this intermediate bar here that attaches into the both the bar, and then it'll hold that open to a good position to run. Additionally, good. Additionally, Lutz wanted the whistle valve was over here on the left side, and it was not a robust valve. It leaked a lot when it was actuated. So what I did is I moved the, you can see over here, I moved the whistle to the right side from the left side, and then I put a whistle valve where he wanted it. He wanted a quarter turn ball valve, not that other leaky valve. So I had to make some modifications to the manifold. To feed this valve, and it had to anchor it down here. The other thing was the injector, Lutz said, did not work correctly. There was a pull type injector starter valve right here, but he wanted a quarter turn ball valve like his green engine. So I modified the piping, put the quarter turn ball valve in, took the injector apart. It's a super scale economy injector, and the little disc that's up in here was seized up. Anyway, I soaked the injector in some white vinegar for a little bit till it freed up, then moved it around, put a little dab of oil on it before I put it all back together. So those are cleaned it up a little bit too, but generally those are the modifications, and we'll have to try it out and run, make sure he's as happy with it running as he is with the way it looks.